जगदीश्वरी जगदम्बिके
बोले श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय. Devotees, welcome to the second night of 5 nights of devotions to Bhagavan Shankar, celebrating the very auspicious occasion of Mahashivratri, which of course will be celebrated on Monday coming. We are about to begin our second night's devotions, and we do invocation as we normally do. So to all of you, wherever you may be, the viewers online, the devotees, wherever you may be, once you have joined us, we'd like you to now assume an attitude of prayer. Firstly, I will just seek the blessings of Gajanan through simple mantra, and then Panditumesh will lead us in the glorification of Mata and Bhagavan Shankar, after which we'll get into our discourse. So let's concentrate. Om Tat Sat. Om Shivatanai Varishtam Sarva Kalyana Murti Parashu Dashana Kandhe Shobhitang Modakena Aruna Kusamamala Byala Mambuja Netram Mama Hriday Nivasam Sri Ganesham Namami. Om Namo Ganebhyo Ganapati Bhyascha. Om Namo Namo Vratebhyo Vratapati Bhyascha. O Namo Namo Gritsebhyo Gritsapatibhyascha. O Namo Namo Virupebhyo Vishwarubhyascha Namaha. Om Namo Vratpati, Namo Ganapati, Namaha Pramatapati, Namastestu, Lambodara Ekadantaya Vignanashine, Shiva Sutai Si Vardamurtaye Namaha. Om Smukhascha Ekadantascha, Kapilo Gajakarnaka, Lambodarascha Vikatu, Vignanasho Vinayaka, Dhumriketurganadhaksho, Bhalachandra Gajanana. Om Ganganapataye Namaha. Boli Sri Gajanan Swami ki Jai. We continue our concentration on Devi Bhagavan Shankar as Panditumesh leads us.
परमेश्वरी जय दुर्गा जगदीश्वरी जय अम्बा जय दुर्गा महामाया जगदम्बा परमेश्वरी जय दुर्गा जगदीश्वरी जय अम्बा
परमेश्वरी जय दुर्गा जय दुर्गा
महामाया जगदम्बा
जय दुर्गा महामाया जगदम्बा
परमेश्वरी जय दुर्गा जगदीश्वरी जय अम्बा
परमेश्वरी जय दुर्गा जगदीश्वरी जय अम्बा
हे माता विश्वमोहिनी देवी जगदम्बा
हे माता विश्वमोहिनी देवी जगदम्बा।
जय दुर्गा महामाया जगदम्बा।
जय दुर्गा महामाया जगदम्बा।
जय दुर्गा महामाया जगदम्बा।
जय दुर्गा महामाया जगदम्बा।
परमेश्वरी जय दुर्गा जगदीश्वरी जय अम्बा।
परमेश्वरी जय दुर्गा जगदीश्वरी जय अम्बा।
आनंद रूपिणी माता भवानी देवी जगदम्बा। आनंद रूपिणी माता भवानी देवी जगदम्बा। जय दुर्गा महामाया जगदम्बा। जय दुर्गा महामाया जगदम्बा। परमेश्वरी जय दुर्गा जगदीश्वरी जय अम्बा।
परमेश्वरी जय दुर्गा जगदीश्वरी जय अम्बा।
जय दुर्गा महामाया जगदम्बा।
जय दुर्गा महामाया जगदम्बा।
महामाया जगदम्बा।
महामाया जगदम्बा। महामाया जगदम्बा।
बोले श्री आर शक्ति जगदम्बा माता की जय। We now concentrate on Bholenath devotees, Deen Dayalu Kripa Sagar, Bhaktavatsal.
आशुतोष शशांक शेखर चंद्रमौळि चिदंबरा। कोटि कोटि प्रणाम शंभु कोटि नमन दिगंबरा। कोटि नमन दिगंबरा। आशुतोष शशांक शेखर चंद्रमौळि चिदंबरा। कोटि कोटि प्रणाम शंभु कोटि नमन दिगंबरा। कोटि नमन दिगंबरा। निर्विकार ओंकार अविनाशी तुम्ही देवाधिदेव। जगत सर्जक प्रलय करता शिवम सत्यम सुंदरम शिवम सत्यम सुंदरम निरंकार स्वरूप कालेश्वर महायोगीश्वरा दयानिधि दानीश्वरा जय जटाधर अभयंकरा जटाधर अभयंकरा शूलपाणि त्रिशूल धारी औघरी बारंबरी जय महेश त्रिलोचनाय विश्वनाथ विशंभरा विश्वनाथ विशंभरा नाथ नागेश्वर हरो हर पाप साप अभिशापतम महादेव महान बोले सदा शिव शिव शंकरा सदा शिव शिव शंकरा जगतपति अंगति भक्ति सदैव तेरे चरण हो क्षमा हो अपराध सब जय जय जयति जगदीश्वरा जय जयति जगदीश्वरा जन्म जीवन जगत का संताप ताप मिटे सभी ओम नमः शिवाय मन जपता रहे पंचाक्षरा जपता रहे पंचाक्षरा आशुतोष शशांक शेखर चंद्रमौलि चिदंबरा कोटि कोटि प्रणाम शंभु कोटि नमन दिगंबरा कोटि नमन दिगंबरा कोटि नमन दिगंबरा कोटि नमन दिगंबरा।
बोले श्री उमापति महादेव की जय। Devotees, keep your concentration on Bhagavan Shankar. We prepare ourselves to listen to his glories. I will perform Shiv Stotra. If you can join me, feel free. If not, Panchakshar mantra with Omkar Pranav, Om Namah Shivaya. Pranamami Anahadi Akhandaharam Vibhu-vyapaka-ved Swarupavaram Pranamami Yanadi-akhandaharam Vibhu-vyapaka-ved Swarupavaram Pranamami Yanadi-akhandaharam Vibhu-vyapaka-ved
अद्वैतय भेदय लेखयजं प्रणमामि सदा शिवधर्मध्वजं निरवध्य निरीह निरावरणं शुभभव्यमहाभवभयहरणं परमेश सुरेशौमरमणं शुचिशङ्करनित्यधराधरणं निर्वाणनिरञ्जननाविनरं निरकायनिरूप्य अचिन्त्यपरम् त्रिगुणात्मकरूप सुछन्दस्वरं शुभकारयकारविकारहरं वृषभध्वज शम्भुसुगौरिपतिं वररुद्रत्रिलोचनयोगयति करिकालकरालमहाकरलम् अजरामरदिव्ययज्ञकरलं विधुभालविशालसुमालिजता कर्पूरसुपूर्ण समानछटा शिरगंगयनंग प्रभाकर से शतकोटि छपाकर सोसर से शितिकंठल से बहुव्याल महा श्रुति कुंडल लोलक पोलकः दृगपावक पूरप चंदगति शुचिरजत बम सुअंगसति डमरू करमध्य त्रिशूललसे कुर्मे सुरतेजस कोटि भसे जय नाथय नाथन केह प्रभु करतार संहारक रूप विभु तुम ही जगतार कहावत हो अघ ओघ महादिन सावत हो दुख दुख विनाशक त्राशक हो जग जीव प्रजन सुशासक हो जनरंजन रंजन दुष्ट छड़ी नष्ट भवधारय धार सुरासुर के महकाल जलंधर मूर के महिमूल महा अनुकूल जनम प्रतिकूल सता खल दल दमनम प्रणमामि महेश परेश शिवा श्रीलाल प्रणम्य गिरीश दिवा प्रणमामि महेश प्रणमामि शिवा प्रणमामि महेश परेश शिवा हरदेव प्रणम्य गिरीश दिवा ॐ त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्युर्मुक्षयमामृतात् ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय. Simple Kirtan devotees, put the voices together. Feel the presence of Bholenath. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya. शिवाय नमः शिवाय
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
हे नमः शिवाय शिव नमः शिवाय
Namah Shivaya, Shiva, Namah Shivaya,
ॐ नमः शिवाय शिव नमः शिवाय
Namah Shivaya, Shiva, Namah Shivaya,
नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
ॐ नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय
Namah Shivaya, Namah Shivaya,
नमः शिवाय नमः शिवाय Holy Shri Umaputi Mahadev ki jai. Now devotees, tonight we are going to do a discourse based upon devotions really. To my mind, this katha illustrates to a great extent the compassion of Bhagavan Shankar and the attitude we as devotees should have, no matter what the circumstances. Sri Suji Maharaj, relating kathas to Saunak, approximately 60,000 sages in Naimisharanya. Sudiji Maharaj was a disciple of Vedyas, personally taught by his great guru. Sudiji was very conversant with all scriptures. He was an expert vakta, relating the kathas of the divine. The sages, realizing that Sri Suji was in their company, did not waste a moment. Rather, they kept asking questions, making requests to listen to the kathas of different aspects of divinity. So devotees, at this point in time, the sages, they are making a request. Rishi Uchuhu, Mahakala Samahavacha, Jyotirlingasya Rakshana, Bhaktana Mahimanancha, Punabruhi Mahamate. ऋषि बोले, हे अधिक बुद्धि वाले, भक्तों की रक्षा करने वाले, महाकाल नामक ज्योतिर्लिंग की महिमा की फिर वर्णन करो. The sages said, "Oh, you of extensive intellect, I am not very versed with too many words. I'll just say adhik here, vast intellect. How could you express the intellect of Sukji Maharaj, whom Ved Vyasji taught to teach personally these great glories of the divine, all scriptures? Naturally, he was very blessed. We would like you to tell us, O Sri Sukji Maharaj, that katha of Bhagavan Shankar in the form of that lingam, Jyotirlinga, that is called Mahakal. That lingam which protects the devotees, Shivaji in that form, protects all his devotees, those who turn to him, those who worship him. Please tell us the greatness of this Mahakal Jyotirlinga. तब से सूच उवाच श्रुतादरतो विप्रो भक्त रक्षा विधायिनः महाकालस्य लिंगस्य महात्म्यं भक्तिवर्धनम् उज्जैन्यां भूतराजा चंद्रसेना वह्यो महान सर्वशास्त्रार्थ तत्त्वज्ञः शिवभक्तो जितेन्द्रियः तस्या भवत् सखा राज्ञो Manibhadro Gano Dvijaha Girisha Gana Mukhyasya Sarvaloka Namaskritaha Ekadasa Ganendrohi Prasannasya Mahamanihi Manibhadro Dadau Tasvai Chintamani Udardhihi Savai Mani Kaustubhak Vadhyota Manokar Sannibha Dhyato Drishtha Suto Vapi Mangalam Yachati Dhruvam Tasya Kanti Talaspushtam Kasyang Tamramayang Trapu Pashanadi Kaman Yudva Drutang Bhavati Hatakam Satu Chintamani Kanti Vibhadraja Shivasaya Chandrasenu Rajati Deva Madhesa Bhavanuman Sutva Chintamanин Grivam Chandrasenang Ripotamam Nikhilakshiti Rajanstan Trishnak Chubdha Fidobhavat. Devotees, see, Suji Maharaj is saying, O sages, there was in the city of Ujjain, and Ujjain is referred to as the city of Shiva. And we have Kashipuri, Ujjain also. If one were to listen to Ramayan Katha, the Katha of Kaghbhushund, you recall that when things got very bad with him, he went to Ujjain, the city of Lord Shiva. He was a Shiva Bhakt. That's a different Katha, but Ujjain, the main deity there that is worshipped, Bhagwan Shankar. Here, Sri Suji Maharaj is saying, O sages, this king, his name was Chandrasen. So I shall explain to you, as you have asked, the power of that Mahakal Lingam, Jyotirlinga. But it's centered around this great king, Raja Chandrasen. Who was Chandrasen? The king, of course, but Sampurn Shastro ke Arth, as we mentioned last night, you know, when we spoke about Vishwanar, Brahman, he knew the Arth of the Shastras, Chandrasen. So it is not only the holy ones, like the Brahmins who are versed in scriptures. You have Chandrasen, he can be considered to be a Raj Rishi. If a Brahman becomes a Rishi, he is called a Brahm Rishi. If a Kshatri becomes a Rishi, he is called a Raj Rishi. But the common thing amongst all of them, they are all very versed, very learned. Knowledge is power. And not just book knowledge, as we say, earth, the essence. So he knew Sampurna Shastro ke Arth, all the essence of all the Shastras. These are some of our holy books. Tattvon ko janne wala, Tattva. The whole creation is made of Pancha Tattva. Akash, ether, Vayu, air, Tejas, fire, Jal, water, and Prithvi, earth. These five quintuplicated. In Hinduism, in Vedanta, we call it Panchikaran process. In English, we say these five that was quintuplicated create the whole creation that we have here. These five that was quintuplicated create 25 tattvas, of which the whole body is made, all of us. Now, each tattva carries certain qualities. And when they say he has tattva gyan, let me give you a very basic example. Again, tattva. Anger is born of fire, as we mentioned a little bit last night. If someone is in Agin tattva, you have to deal with that person. Which tattva should you be in? Again also, fire and fire make a bigger fire. Vayu tattva, Vayu, flighty, breeze blows that fire and spread on all sides. Common sense will tell us that we have to Jal tattva. Even Prithvi tattva can work. You stay calm and cool. That goes a long way in keeping everything quiet. You see, heat flows from a point of high intensity to lower intensity. So when a person is very angry, it's like, again, fire. You stay calm and cool in all relationships. Then that heat comes down. It equalizes. Now this is Tattva Gyan. The ability to control the tattvas that the body is made of. And devotee, this is really, really good Gyan. wisdom that can help us to a great extent. This king had that knowledge. तत्वों को जानने वाला, शिव का बड़ा भक्त. Importantly, he was a great devotee of Shivaji. Great devotee of Shiva. Meaning that, we shall call this Ananya Bhakti, exclusive devotion to Shiva. Not that he disrespected other aspects, but Shivaji was that form that he chose to worship. He was a Shiva Bhakt. Jitendriya, again, we called last night, and I am saying this, all devotees who want to reach to a level of proficiency spiritually, you have to have control over the senses. Jitendriya, the sense of hearing, the sense of sight, the olfactory sense, sense of taste, tactile sense. If you can't control the senses, then you are scattered. And we must understand that we perceive the world through the mind and senses. And if the senses are like horses pulling different direction, what is going to happen to us? A big part of our shortcoming is lack of control over the senses. Devotees, he had control over the senses. And it's important to notice what I call spirituality. These qualities that people develop through self-effort, self-sacrifice. Again, I go back to last night. What, Vishwanar Brahman did. The intense sacrifices he made to reach to that point. So all this is just to tell us, devotees, the nature, the character of Raja Chandrasen. Not just a king, but a highly spiritual person, a devotional person, a learned person. Now, like attracts like. Notice the statement that I am making. Like attracts like. A learned man, intelligent, very devotional, spiritual, he will attract the same kind. So there's a devotee of Bhagavan Shankar, a leading disciple of Bhagavan Shankar, whose name is Mani Bhadra. Mani Bhadra. Raja Chandrasen, you can't say he had any friends, but he was very, very close to Mani Bhadra. That relationship between these two, common factor between them, devotion to Bhagavan Shankar. Like attracts like. And devotees, we all know, any kind of success in life, everything starts off with association. Pratham Bhakti Santankar Sangha, who we associate with. And not only who. Association is not only in today's world people, but people associate. You have social media, you have books, you have other places. So many distractions that take people away. We may think that is not association. It is. It is. And you can question how many people today, especially young ones, are distracted and totally destroyed because of that wrong kind of association. Analyze it. This, devotees, the holy ones, when you're in that company, you have the right experience, the right knowledge. And let me say something to you. I look at it from the perspective of karma. There is group karma, devotees. So all of us as a group we assemble, and there is a resultant karma of the group. If the majority of us are good, we do right things, then the resultant karma is good. Even if I have a wicked person associating with this company, because the resultant karma is good, he benefits. And if a good man associates with wicked company, the resultant karma there is wickedness, negatives. He will become negative. Now, I like to justify what I say sometimes because sometimes people think I talk just like that. Go to Mahabharata, when Bhishma Pitamaha, lying on the bed of arrows, waiting to die, every evening the Pandavas would go to him together with Draupadi out of respect, and he would give them great philosophy, great knowledge. And one day Draupadi, she said, Dadaji, I would like to ask you one question. It's out of, humility and whatever I'm asking this question. When I was being stripped in the assembly of the Kauravas, you were there. You were there, the great grandfather of all. Where was all this jnana at that point in time? Tell me. Oh, Dada, you give me all this jnana now. Where was that jnana at that point in time when I needed support, when I needed protection? Where was that jnana? Bhishma Pitama said, my daughter, I was eating Duryodhan's salt. That was why I was thinking like Duryodhan. In the company. A great sage, a great soul like Bhishma Pitama. In that wrong company, wrong actions, he didn't act in the right way. And he admitted it. This is the point I'm making. The company you seek. None of us like Bhishma Pitama. No. We can't go into that katha. It will be taken away from our katha. Great soul. But devotees, the point I'm making, the point of association. This mind that you have been hearing time and again, many services pound this in your head. The mind, tenacious, turbulent. This mind could be an enemy or a friend. The mind easy to influence. You see wrong things, you expose yourself to wrong influences. It's difficult to get that mind out of that. This is why Pratham Bhakti Santankar Sangha. Always seek the right company. Life is not a popularity contest. Popularity waxes and wanes. It means nothing in the long run. What you do to yourself. And when you're in the company of holy ones, why you seek that company, the resultant karma of that company is always positive. So when you're there, you have positive results. And I want to emphasize this to the young people especially. Many may run from temple, run from associating with holy people. You take me for a sadhu, I upon it, condemn these kind of things in ignorance, not realizing that is the company you should keep. Don't keep the company of those who are ignorant and, otherwise just that level to drag you down, devotees. And many people, because of that lack of understanding, seeking the right company, they have fallen apart. Families have fallen apart. Friends, what you call friends. But not elaborating what you call friends may not be friends. There's true friends and false friends. True friends are like diamonds, precious and very, very rare. False friends are like pebbles found everywhere. Bear that in mind. So devotees, Chandrasen, he had the right company, Mani Bhadra. And when you're in the right company, those who are better off than you, spiritual and otherwise, you are elevated. Mani Bhadra, Chandrasen once performed a great sacrifice. At the end of it all, Mani Bhadra was so highly pleased with the attitude of Raja Chandrasen. He decided to reward him. And the special gem was given to him, Chintamani gem. Chintamani. राजा की बड़ी सुंदर चिंतामणि प्रदान की. कौस्तुभ मणि के समान वह मणि सूर्य के समान प्रकाशित हुए. उसके ध्यान करने, दर्शन करने तथा सुनने से निश्चय कल्याण होता था. A gem was given to Chandrasen. They said this gem, like it's equivalent to Kaustubh Mani. That is gem that Lord Vishnu wears. Lord Vishnu. Kaustubh Mani. It has reflection like the sun. Brilliant. Brilliant, dazzling. And here, Sri Suji is saying, anybody who meditates upon that, anybody who gets darshan of it, anybody who listens about it, Nischay Kalyan hota tha. Definitely, they experience bliss. Now, we may not see it. Then it's difficult to meditate upon it, but we may try. But we can listen about it. Isn't that so? So this is why last night I mentioned, listening is key. Small triggers in kathas you have here can trigger something in you. Not everything, This is why you have to listen all the time, because if you stray, you might miss the trigger at that point in time. Listening is so very, very important. With good concentration. Holy mind stable. So here, just to listen about this Chintamani gem. Chintamani. Chinta means worry, money means gem, Chintamani. The gem that takes away worries. And devotees, here it is said, उस मणि की कांटी को स्पर्श कर कांसी तांबे रांग पाषाण आदि की वस्तु सुवर्ण हो जाती थी. If that gem comes in contact with any iron, metal, any metal, rock, those things are transformed into gold. Now, whether it is physical or not, I'm not going to go into that. What I believe is that we can be classified into these classes. Some of us, we may have a predominance of metal, coldness, earth, different, how we are made up, no? Mightn't have that bhakti. But to come into contact with this, to listen to it and whatever, this is why we are told to listen. You can be transformed. Right now. Transformation could take place. So devotees, this is the gem. Raja Chandrasen received that great gift. Placed it about his neck. It's reflecting like the sun. And he returned to his home. Yeah? Returned to his home. उन राजाओं में श्रेष्ठ चिंतामणि ग्रीवा वाले राजा चंद्रसेन को सुनकर संपूर्ण राजा तृष्णा से लोभित हृदय वाले हुए. वे सब ईर्ष्या करने वाले मूर्ख राजा देवता से प्राप्त हुई उस मणि की चंद्रसेन ने अनेक उपायों करके मांगने लगी. Devotees, you will realize in life that the easiest thing to cause envy, jealousy, etc., even enmity, is to succeed. Just succeed. Right? Attain successes, whether academically, materially, spiritually. Society is such where very few people can look at the happiness of somebody else and feel happy. There's always an envy, and this happens even within families. Within families. This is the weakness of the human being. Human being. The king, Ujjain, surrounding areas, many kings, when they heard that Raja Chandrasen was the recipient of this Chintamani gem, this great Chintamani, devotees, they all became envious. Envious kings. So rather than do what Chandrasen did to achieve his success, stay and envy. Stay and grind up your teeth. That will take you somewhere. This is how society behaves. You may have exceptions. I'm talking generally here. Right? Sometimes people come and say, Guruji, why does one hate me for? How are you going to know that? All I could tell you is because maybe your own successes. People become envious. Devotees, this is what happens. It's a trait in human beings from ever since the dawn of creation. This things like that. The whole Mahabharata book came over because of that attitude of Duryodhana. Greed, envy, jealousy, etc. So devotees, these kings, shamelessly, they went to Chandrasen and said, give us that gem. Now, would you part with a precious gift given to you by such a near and dear friend? It wasn't the material value of this gem, devotee, but the sentimental value, spiritual value. Chandrasen would never part with it. As a matter of fact, he rebuked them. How dare you ask me for this gift given to me by my dear friend Manibhadra? So now, notice where he is going. To him, it would be an insult to Manibhadra to give this gem away. And then again, devotees, I want you to always bear in mind, you all get what you deserve. We all get what we deserve. What is not for me, I could scheme how much I want, I wouldn't get it. And if I try to steal it, I'm going to lose it in due course. And what is for me, nobody could take it. And if people could understand that, you'll be in a different place. Why envy? Why worry? Why jealous? Another man's success, he has worked for it. Why envy him? Make your effort. And if something is for you, it's going to come. But make your effort. Don't sit down and expect everything to come to you. Effort reaps rewards. And I never forget this motto. Is the motto of Mova Lavantil Junior Secondary, where I taught. for how many years? Effort reaps rewards. Great. I don't know how many people practice that. Those are words. So devotees, Chandrasen rebuked them. They went back. And now the Gita tells us, you could trace it, we want to go to elaborate too much. Desires, unfulfilled, lead to anger. From anger, loss of reason. From loss of reason, it's a journey. But it all starts with desire. So these kings became very angry. And they believed that, it's Chandrasen alone. And if we want that gem, he doesn't want to give it to us. We are going to take it. Now that is nothing strange, right? And in today's society, you have that going on. Home invasions, different things. People didn't work for anything, but they want to rob other people. From ever since, wickedness has always been prevalent. But this has a kind of deeper metaphysical meaning here, devotees. Right? And just to put it to you, without, again, elaboration, that gem, we can take it to be that state of intuitive devotion, that high state. When you reach to that point, devotees, as in Ramayana, breaking the bow, right? What happened then? All the kings decide to attack. Breaking the bow inside of us, what it means? You reach into the state of non-duality. That state of, as I said, the intuitive state of devotion. What happens? The powers begin to act up. And in all of us, the 8 major yogic powers, 27 minor yogic powers. And I was told that, we say these words, but we do explain. You don't have time to explain. You can search. Right? Anima, Mahima, Laghima, Garima, Prati, Prakamya, Ishitva, Vashitva. 8 major yogic powers. Ashta Siddhi. Anima, Toshima, minute form. Mahima, huge form. Garima, heavy form. Heavyweight. Laghima, light. Prapti, access to all places. Prakamya, all desires fulfilled. Ishitva, Vashitva, total control and domination over all. These are Ashta Siddhi. And these powers are in every one of us. Every one of us. And 27 minor ones. Things like materializing Vibhuti and materializing this and doing that and healing. These are minor siddhis. Minor siddhis. Devotees, when you come to this state, like Chandrasen Raja, getting this power, that the gem, so to speak, then the kings begin to act up. The powers now begin to act up. So now, what you want to do? You get some power, so you shall become a seer man. You want to see, you want to heal, you want to do this, you want to do that. Speculate on it. And you know what you do? You self-destruct. Many so-called yogis go in the right path, but when they reach to this point and the kings begin to act up, the king thief the gem, meaning they lose it totally. They fell victim. They reach nowhere. This is what you have to guard against. If you can't guard against that, you cannot go to that Lord. You are distracted. The powers are so dangerous. People fighting for powers, these are distractions. This is why in Ramayana, when the kings begin to act up, Parshuram appeared. Parshuram devotee symbolized the power of, to analyze closely. You don't just be overpowered by these things. Yeah. Parshuram is like a form of Shiva, That's this passion. I don't want these. I don't want this. Get away. When Parshuram appeared, all the kings ran away. When you see we have this power, you see devotees, the kings attack us. What we need to do to get rid of them? You can't kill them, You have to change them, convert them. So understand the point I'm making to you here. It's a physical thing. These kings laid siege to the city of Ujjain. But metaphysically, we all can experience this problem when we reach to a point of spirituality. You have to reach there though. You have to reach there. As you continue to grow, the path is also challenging, devotees. Very, very challenging. And very easy to get fooled into thinking that, I'm spiritual, I have plenty of power, I could do anything. You're fooling yourself. You'll do that, but you won't get God. You miss Him totally. In other words, that state of pure self-realization, identifying with the true nature will be lost. These are the temptations on the way to distract you. Now, how do we cope with this? Those of us on the pathway, we are confronted by it. So devotees, Raja Chandrasen was confronted by this. Enemies on the outside, not of his own doing. Now how could one king with his army fight this huge, many armies put together? Could that happen? Then you're looking to kill yourself by suicide. Right? They always tell you if you have to fight, fight with someone who you have a chance to win the man. If you want to fight with someone who you know going to beat you, you have to be downright stupid. Raja Chandrasen wasn't that stupid. He didn't want to sacrifice innocent lives. So devotees, when you realize what was happening, the head has a responsibility. We have to understand that. In society, everybody pass the buck. It's not me, it's he. It's not me, it's she. It's them. The wise man, ultimately, the head, he takes responsibility. It is his responsibility, the king. Raja Chandrasen devotees, he, it is said, then he had his own place where he had his, Shiv Lingam consecrated. And it's not Mahakal, but that same aspect of Shiva. He went there and he saw the protective shelter of Mahakal. Now, death was imminent. Death, destruction imminent. Who could stop it? Who could stop it? They didn't have the capacity to stop it. And in life, we have these situations. At times collectively, and most times individually. So what do? What the king is doing. He saw the protective shelter of Bhagavan Shankar. So devotees, we are all in some sort of distress, isn't that so? We have time and again we keep saying this. So the king prayed, and I would like you to join me as we pray for our own protection, the protection of our families, near and dear ones. The world is threatened right now. We know what is happening in the eastern side of the earth. What is happening? Anything could happen, devotees. Not that we're looking for these things, but these things are possible. We need that protective shelter. So, Mrityunjay mantra, Bholenath, he is the one who protects us against all negativities. So we will chant Mrityunjay Stotra. And remember, a very simple line I would like you to recite. We all know it. Namami Shirsa Devam Kinno Mrityuhu Karishyati. Namami Shirsa Devam Kinno Mrityuhu Karishyati. I want you to concentrate. Assume a proper attitude of prayer. We are seeking protection, devotees, which we need. Sometimes you put your guards and you can't even trust your guards. Isn't that so? Om Asasi Mahamrityunjay Stotra Mantasya Sri Markandeya Rishi Anushtup Chandaha Sri Mrityunjayo Devta Gauri Shakti Mama Sarvarishta Samasta Mrityu Shantartham Sakal Aishwarya Praptartham Cha Japi Viniyogha Atadhyanam Chandra Ark Agni Vilochanam Smita Mukham Padma Dvayantahas Chitam Mudra Pasham Graksha Sutra Vilasat Paning Himanshu Prabham Kotindu Pragalat Sudhapa Lutatanum Haradi Bhushojvalam Kantam Vishwa Vimohanam Pashupating Mrityunjayam Bhavayit Om Rudram Pashupating Stanum Nilakantham Umapatim Namami Nilakantham Kalmuriting Kalagyang Kalanashanam Nilakantham Virupaksham Nirmalam Nilaya Prabham Vamadevam Mahadevam Lokanatham Jagadgurum Devadevam Jagannatham Devesham Vrishabdhvajam Gangadharam Mahadevam Sarvabharana Bhushatam Anatha Paramanandam Kaivalya Padagaminam स्वर्गापवर्गदातारं सृष्टिस्थितिविनाशकम् उत्पत्ति स्थिति संहार कर्तारम ईश्वरम गुरुम Continue to recite Mrityunjay mantra in the minds. O Markandeya kritam stotam yah pathe shiva sannidhau tasya mrityu bhayang nasti nagni chaur bhayang kvachat chatavatang prakartavyam sankati kashta nashanam chuchir bhutva pathet stotam sarva siddhi pradayakam. Om tavatastvat gata pranastvat chittuham sada mrida iti vigyapya deveshang trayambakya manung japit. Repeat after me. Mrityunjay Mahadev Trahimam Sharanagatam Janma Mrityu Jara Rogaihe Piritang Karma Bandhanai Namah Shivaya Sambaya Hare Paramatmane Pranata Klesha Nashaya Yoginang Pataye Namaha. Pray in your minds, devotees, surrender to Shivaji. Om Hrim Srim Hrim Hrim Raha Hanahan Daha Daha Pacha Pach Grahan Grahan Marya Marya Mardaya Mardaya Maha Maha Bhairav Bhairav Rupena Dhunaya Dhunaya Kampaya Kampaya Vignaya Vignaya Vishweshwara Chobaya Chobaya Katu Katu Muhaya Hum Phat Swaha Iti Mantra Matrina Samabhishtu Bhavati. Iti Sri Markandeya Purane Markandeya Kritam Mahamrityunjay Stutam Sampurnam. Om Har Har Mahadev. Devotees, the king poet, surrendering totally, forgetting about the kings on the outside. He prayed to Holynath, surrendering, unconditional surrender. Sharan mein aaye hai hum tumhari दया करो हे दयालु भगवन संभालो बिगड़ी दशा हमारी दया करो हे दयालु भगवन शरण में आए हैं हम तुम्हारी दया करो हे दयालु भगवन संभालो बिगड़ी दशा हमारी दया करो हे दयालु भगवन शरण में आए हैं हम तुम्हारी दया करो हे दयालु भगवन हमें बल है ना हमें शक्ति ना हमें साधन ना हमें भक्ति तुम्हारी तरस की है हम भिखारी दया करो हे हो तो हम है बालक जो तुम गुरु हो तो हम है सेवक जो तुम हो ठाकुर जो हम पुजारी दया करो हे दयालु भगवन दया करो हे दयालु भगवन शरण में आए है हम तुम्हारे दया करो हे दयालु भगवन संभालो बिगड़ी दशा हमारी दया करो हे दयालु भगवन दया करो हे दया devotees, sincere prayer, surrender, helplessness, surrender in the feet of the Lord. While he was praying in this way, a gopi, cowherdess, who was a widow, her husband had died, she came to the very same spot, and all this is because of the will of Bhagavan Shankar, his will. The gopi came there, she saw the king performing puja, she sat with her son, both of them witnessed puja. And after some time, the gopi returned to her home. The child was highly impacted upon. Children see what they learn. So we won't go into any discourse on that. We're all aware of the fact that children learn from examples. And here you see this child. He saw the king performing Shiv Puja. And no sooner he reached home, he wanted to do Shiv Puja. So the king had this lingam, this huge Shiv lingam. What this child would have? He didn't have anything. He went and he got a small pebble. And he put it, and he sat there. And remember last night I started by doing Shiv Manas Puja Stotram. You're doing Mansik Puja. You're worshipping Shiva with all the ingredients in your mind. This was the kind of puja that child did right there. He didn't have any ingredients. Where would he get all these ingredients? Dahi and ghee and all these kind of things. They were poor. He was fatherless child, roaming everywhere. No ingredients. But that does not mean so you cannot pray, devotees. So know that example. You don't have to be rich to pray. Bhagavan has leveled the playing field. Patram pushpam phalam tuyam. Whatever you can afford to offer. And if you can't, Mansik Puja. Scriptures have given us different levels, devotees. It is only because of laziness people say, I don't have money, I can't do puja. You could pray, devotees, you can do your puja. This child, in his mind, as we read last night, he made all these offerings. We may think he's playing, but that child's play was his reality at that point in time. Sincerely, genuinely. And devotees, this is why we are being told. You know, we have these Sankadik, 4 brothers. They are eons old, but they appear as if they are children 5 years of age. They ask for Bardhan. Lord, let us always remain like children 5 years of age, young, because of innocence, because of purity. When the children growing up, the small devotees, pure mind, innocent, everything nice about them. From the time they get a little older, they start to pick up muck, negativities. And when they get old like we, well, I'm telling you, they are start to scrub out the muck now. Negativities, hate, anger, lust, greed, jealousy, the host of negative tendencies that cloud the inner light. How you expect to have success? Devotees. So what we are saying here, this is instructive. The attitude we need to have in prayer. Not one of a command. I know. Sutikshan Muni, Lord, how can I praise you? Bhagavan went to give him darshan, but he said, I can't praise you, I don't know. Simplicity, humility. Attitudes, devotees. Remember, God doesn't need anything, you know. God doesn't need anything. You can't buy God, devotees. You can't bribe him. You can please him with the right effort, simple love. And he knows the heart of every one of us. Can't play games with him. And don't forget, I have said time and again, Koi la kare chaturai, karma ka lekhamite nari bhai. Play games, karma, you can't rub it off, it will take effect. This is why where devotions are concerned, as a matter of fact, life is concerned, don't play games. Play straight, do it straight, sincere. God is the inner witness. Antaryami, Antaryami namo. Jai Sadguru Shiva namo. He is Antaryami. So devotees, this child, total, pure, you know, making his offerings, no distraction, nothing could distract him. Because when a child is playing, they don't hear anything, they don't see anything, their mind is totally in what they're doing. That kind of concentration. Like a tortoise pulling all the limbs, hard shell on the outside, totally oblivious to the external surroundings. The day we could have that kind of attitude, Nirudhaman, and pray, we find God. Same time. But until then, keep on trying. Devotees, the child sat there, made his offerings, he closed his eyes. And the king was praying. Long stoot thing. What he picked up? What did he pick up? Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah. 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 Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah. Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah. Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah. Shiva, 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 Shivaya Namah. Shiva, 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 Shivaya Namah. Hara, 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 Haraya Namah. Hara, 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 Haraya Namah. Shiva, 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 Shivaya Namah. Shiva, 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 Shivaya Namah. Hara, 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 Haraya Namah. Jaya Shiva, Hara Shiva, Shivaya Namah. Bhava, 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 Bhavaya Namah. Shiva, 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 Shivaya Namah. Hara, 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 Haraya Namah. The child wished to appoint devotees where he just withdraws so totally into himself. Everything for him was Shiva. Perfect stillness. He was in meditation. Upasana, devout meditation, totally absorbed in Shiva. A child, 5-year-old. The mother, at this point in time, began to call him. And you know, mothers, love for their children. She wanted to feed him. Calling him. He wasn't hearing anything. The mother went searching for him. And she came to that spot where she saw him sitting, this small pebble in front of him, his eyes closed. Any one of us would believe that that child is concentrating so deeply, he wasn't hearing. Most of us, and the mother at that point would say, the child playing the fool. I'm calling you. The mother, now, mother is never bad. You have angry mothers, frustrated mothers, yes, she was not bad mother. Mother angry, she wanted to feed the child. She picked up this pebble and she threw it. And she grabbed him. And that state that in which he was, deep concentration, that shock. He just said, Ha Shiva, called out to Shiva, and he fell unconscious. Now the mother scared. The mother she didn't want to do this, to make her child unconscious. And remember, they had nobody around. Alone. The mother also. In that state, she fell down, unconscious. What to do? Time passed, devotees. Everything happened through Shiva's will. Then that child, he regained his consciousness. And let's put it in a simple way. You see outside where the mother threw that pebble? Like a transformation took place here. Out of the ground, a Shiva Lingam appeared. And you know, when you have the Shiva Lingam, they have the covering over it, like a Shivalaya. Beautiful jewelry decorating it. You know, where this come from overnight, now for now. Now for now, devotees. When the child saw that, the child doesn't believe in miracle and thing, you know. The child said, Lord Shiva's grace. Big people say, hey, look, miracle. In our own ignorance. The child expect to see that. What is Shiva's grace? Understand the point I'm trying to make to all of you, devotees? Right? You're praying, but when something happens, it's a miracle. You don't expect it to happen. What kind of prayer are you praying then? The child is praying and he expects something to happen. And here he's seeing it. He was overjoyed. Forget about miracle, forget anything. I am seeing my Shiva Lingam. Om Namah Shivaya. Bhagavan appeared before him in that lingam form. He was so ecstatic, devotees. He said to go and tell his mother. And when he went to where his mother was, they said the entire environment there, all the old house and everything was transformed in the twinkle of an eye. As the saying goes, "Tu chahe tu sab kuch kar de, vishya ko bhi amrit kar de, puran kar de sabki asha, jo bhi tera dhyan dhare." Understand, we sing it, devotees, but we don't believe it. Anything could happen if you believe. Jo bhi tera dhyan dhare. All who meditate upon you, O Lord, you bring fulfillment. You can transform poison into nectar. You transform their lives. Devotees, sometimes we tell people, pray this, I will try, I will see now. Try, go ahead, try. Don't put your mind on it, try. When 2 days pass, it didn't work, say it didn't work. If you have the belief, devotees, that this child had, or see the characteristics here displayed, the qualities important in devotion. That's why I'm bringing this tonight to help all of us in our devotions. You know, many years have passed, we are doing devotions. Where are we? At what level? Still looking for a little miracle here, a little miracle there. One fellow told me one time, went in the temple and he see one flag alone flying. But he believed he's a great devotee now. One flag is he flying. So I tell him, I say, hey, cut your stupidness out. Because tomorrow when you go, you're watching for the flag again. And when the flag flies tomorrow, you feel depressed. Something else could be happening. Devotees, sometimes I myself go through this kind of thing, you know. Pray and say, Devi, ma, let me see your hand move a little bit self. No, so I know you're looking at me. I mean, I know you tell me something. Then I tell me, you're so stupid. The hand is moving, but the eye must be moving. Why not watch the eye? Why? You're looking for something specific? You're telling God what to do? That don't work. Leave it. The Lord knows best. Okay? And devotees, you will see, we say, Bhatakata mai hu murata se. So many things you go through in your own head when you're praying. I can't put all that to you. You have to know what's going through your head. But the attitude is important, and you keep going along. Like Vishwanar, you shred all the negativities, all the heaviness, and then you come to a point of constancy, firmness, dridata. Then you can concentrate and pray. Otherwise, yes, rolling stone. Rolling stone. It better you, something you do. But I'm talking about if you really want to achieve your success, tighten up. Look at what is happening here. Devotees, the child woke up his mother. Ma, look what was happening. Mother woke up, devotees, and she was surprised to see. The mother was exalted because of the child. That's why parents should put everything good into their children. Because of your children, you could be exalted, or you could be destroyed. But it depends upon what you put into them. This mother devotee, she made the child sit and look at puja. And look, he performed his puja. And unknowingly what? The circumstances were transformed. Devotees, great joy, ecstasy on all sides. So, the king was informed. Raja, Bhagavan Shankar has appeared in the yard of a gopi. Devotees. The king left whatever he's doing, he came there, and people all congregated. And their devotees, they all saw that lingam. We all have some experience in Trinidad, no? When somebody down south, they say, stone come out the gong. Everybody going down to see stone come out the gong. And when the fellow say, well, you have to get a good road, you get the wood pay one thing, and then you hit more stone in the gong again. Yeah? This is not that kind of thing. Real. One devotee say going to make a murti appear out of the gong. They cannot stupidness happen in front of that, and people still falling victim to it. You're going to make the murti appear out of the gong, and the murti did appear out of the gong. But the mistake he made, he didn't take out the little store tag from it. That's the mistake he made. Buy a murti, put it in the ground. There are certain kind of seeds you put in the ground, soak it, it expands, push the murti out of the ground. Hindus fall victim to all this stupidity. Because you know what? We're looking for a miracle. And miracle all around us. All around us. Life itself is a miracle. But we want that miracle, na? Tamasha. Sorry to be harsh about this, devotees. It's not devotion, like tamasha. So devotees, the king saw that and he himself was overjoyed. All others came there, but they showed reverence and they prayed to Bhagavan Shankar. And I want to do a special stuti here again, devotees, as we push it and wrap it up. Alright? Now, these stotras have power in them. This is why I am doing them. You may not be able to follow me. There's a line you could follow, but I don't think you'll learn it for tonight. So I want you to pray in your own way. Bande, I am prostrating to Shiva. And everything we know about Shiva, within our limitations, we are saying that. So every word, every line starts with Bande, 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 I prostrate to. Visualize Bholinath. Om, Bande Devu Mapating Suragurum, Bande Jagat Karanam, Bande Pannaga Bhushanam Mrigadharam, Bande Pashunang Patim, Bande Sura Shashanka Vahni Nayanam, Bande Mukunda Priyam, Bande Bhakta Chanasayam Chavaradam, Bande Shivam Shankaram, Bande Sarva Jagat Viharamatulam, Bandendhaka Dhvansinam, Bande Deva Shikhamaning, Shashinibham, Bande Herar Vallabham, Vande Naga Bhujanga Bhushanadharam, Vande Shivam Chinmayam, Vande Bhakta Janasayam Cha Varadam, Vande Shivam Shankaram, Vande Dibima Chintyam Aham, Advayam Aham, Vanderka Darpapaham, Vande Nirmulam Adi Mulamanishang, Vande Mukhadvansinam, Vande Satyamananta Madhyam Abhayam, Vandeti Shantakritam, Vande Bhakta Janasayam Cha Varadam, Vande Shivam Shankaram, Vande Bhuratam Ambujaksha Vishikham, Vande Suti Ghotakam, Vande Shair Sarasaram Phanigunam, Vande Dhi Tunirakam, Vande Padma Jasarathing Puraharang, Vande Mahabhairavam, Vande Bhakta Janasayam Cha Varadam, Vande Shivam Shankaram, Vande Panchamukhambujam Trinayanam, Vande Lalatekshanam, Vande Vyomagatam Jata Sumukutam Chandardha Gangadharam, Vande Bhasmakrita Tripundra Jatilam, Vandeshta Murtyatmakam, Vande Bhakta Chanasayam Cha Varadam, Vande Shivam Shankaram, Vande Kalharang Harang Vishadharam, Vande Mridang Dhurjatim, Vande Sarvgatang Dayamrita Nidhing, Vande Narsing Apaham, Vande Vipraswarchitangri Kamalang, Vande Bhagakshapaham, Vande Bhakta Janasayam Cha Varadam, Vande Shivam Shankaram, Vande Mangala Rajatadri Nilayang, Vande Suradhishwaram, Vande Shankaram Aprameyam Matulam, Vande Yamadveshinam, Vande Kundali Raja Kundaladharam, Vande Sahasrananam, Vande Bhakta Janasayam Cha Varadam, Vande Shivam Shankaram, Vande Hansamatindriyam Smarharam, Vande Virupekshanam, Vande Bhuta Ganesham Abhyayam Aham, Vandertha Raja Pradam, Vande Sundar Saurabheya Gamanang, Vande Trishula Yudham, Vande Bhakta Janasayam Cha Varadam, Vande Shivam Shankaram, Vande Suksham Anantam Adyam Abhayam, Vande Dhakarapaham, Vande Ravan Nandi Bhringi Vinatam, Vande Supurnavritam, Vande Shaila Sutardha Bhaga Bapusham, Vande Bhayang Trambakam, Vande Bhakta Janasayam Cha Varadam, Vande Shivam Shankaram, Vande Pavanambar Atmam Vibhavam, Vande Mahendreshwaram, Vande Bhakta Janasaya Bharatarum, Vande Natabhishtadam, Vande Jahanu Sutambikeshamanishang, Vande Ganadhishwaram, Vande Bhakta Janasayam Cha Varadam, Vande Shivam Shankaram, Om Karpura Gauram Karunavataram, Sansara Saram Bhujagendraharam, Sadavasantam Hridayarvinde, Bhavam Bhavani Sahitam Namami. Om Har Har Mahadev. Devotees, all the people from the village, from the city, and everywhere the word spread. Shivaji has appeared in the yard of the gopi. All the time the kings are outside waiting to attack. Nobody paying attention to them. Devotees. In that place where Bhagwan Shankar appeared, rejoicing. Praises of Bhagwan Shankar. शिव शंकर भोले भाले भोले भक्तों के रखवाले तुमको लाखों प्रणाम तुमको मेरा प्रणाम तुमने ये संसार बनाया सभी तुम्हारी माया छाया तुमने ये संसार बनाया सभी तुम्हारी माया छाया सर्वों के मलवाले कैलाश पर्वत वाले तुमको लाखों प्रणाम तुमको मेरा प्रणाम जल में तुम अंबर में तुम हो नगर नगर घर घर में तुम जल में तुम अंबर में तुम हो नगर नगर घर घर में तुम हो लहर लहर स्वर स्वर में कहा नहीं तुम हो जग भर में डमरू के बजाने वाले दुष्टों को मिटाने वाले तुमको लाखों प्रणाम तुमको मेरा प्रणाम हर 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 महादेव का नारा नर नारी घर घर का प्यारा हर 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 महादेव का नारा नर नारी घर घर का प्यारा दीप तुम्हारा तेल तुम्हारा दुनिया का सब खेल ये खेल खिलाने वाले ये भुवन को नचाने वाले तुमको लाखों प्रणाम तुमको मेरा प्रणाम तुमको लाखों प्रणाम तुमको शैल गिरीश्वर उमा महेश्वर काशी विश्वेश्वर सदाशिवा शैल गिरीश्वर उमा महेश्वर काशी विश्वेश्वर सदाशिवा हे सदाशिवा सदाशिवा ओम सदाशिवा 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 ओम सदाशिवा 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 ओम सदाशिवा शंभु सदाशिवा सदाशिवा शंभु सदाशिवा ओम सदाशिवा शंभु सदाशिवा Devotees, I leave it up to imagination what these people experienced here witnessing that appearance of Shivaji before their eyes. The kings on the outside had spies who reported back to them, "No worry, taking all you on. Bhagwan Shankar has appeared in the yard of a gopi." And devotees, when those kings heard that, they conferred. There a conference. And out of that, consensus was achieved. Lord Shiva is protecting these people. If he has appeared in the yard of a gopi, a cowherdess, not any great Brahman, a simple and a widow to boot, Lord Shiva is protecting these people. If we oppose them, if we oppose him, the king, and this city of Ujjain, then we shall be destroyed. Let us go and seek friendship. And the devotee so said, so done. And the Buddha simply, without lifting a blade of grass to protect himself, Chandrasen was able to protect his entire city and all its inhabitants. The enemy was made to become a friend. Grace of God. Now, mind tells us that, devotees. So just remember, the grace of God is everything. Once we have His grace, the enemy becomes a friend. And if we have the curse of the Lord, one's mother becomes like death, one's father becomes like the god of death. If you have a curse of the Lord. Bhagwan Kripa is so very important. So devotees, they all rejoiced. And where there is good thing, more good things happen. They appeared, none other than Shankar Sun Keshari Nandan, Pavan Putra Bajrang Bali. Imagine Hanuman appeared. Who is Hanuman? Shivaji himself. So you can imagine these kings thinking, if you were fighting all when Hanuman appears, Mugdar for we. But now we get a chance to worship Hanuman. Everybody worshipped Hanuman. And devotees, Hanuman Baba picked up that child, put him in his lap, and blessed him. He said for all to hear. The seventh generation of this child, the Lord shall appear. He shall appear. Seventh generation of this child. Now these are gopis, She's a gopi, cowherdess. That buns, gwal buns, cowherdess is, no? The seventh generation shall be the Lord in human form. And devotees, he said the child was blessed that the child would, at this point in time, Bhagwan Hanuman Baba gave him the name Srikar. But at that point in time, that child had a name Nand Baba. And so because of this devotion to Bhagwan Shankar, where this child performed devotions, Bhagwan came as his child, Nandalal. Any losses in devotion to Bhagwan Shankar? After today we sing Nandalal, Hey Nandalala. So devotees, Sri Suji Maharaj is saying, oh sages, this is Bhagwan Shankar's Kripa. Very, very graceful. Daya, compassionate. Right? He is Vardata, he gives boons. It's just the devotee, how you go to him, how we go to him, he responds. So devotees, this is a point on devotions. It's a reminder. Many little points, can be made, but I leave it up to you to focus upon it and each person on your own journey. And try very, very hard. This auspicious period, there is something good about these special days. That a little bit of sacrifice brings plenty of rewards. So I'm trying to prepare you. So this sacrifice we are going to make intensely Monday coming. I hope that we get a lot of rewards from it. Okay? So devotees, bear that point in mind and, prepare yourselves. So we'll make preparation for the final Havan. And while it's being done, devotees, let's glorify Kanhaiya. Nandalal? Nandalal? केशव नरहरि श्याम गोपाल माधव मुरहरि मुरली गोपाल. So, Bhajo Radhe Govind, Bhajo Radhe Gopal. We are glorifying Shiva, Shiv Puran, but we are glorifying Krishna, Ek Brahm. One must not make distinction between the different forms of the Lord. So devotees, we glorify Kanhaiya. ए भजो राधे गोविंद भजो श्याम गोपाल. ए भजो राधे गोविंद भजो श्याम गोपाल हे श्याम गोपाल भजो मुरली गोपाल श्याम गोपाल भजो मुरली गोपाल हे भजो राधे गोविंद भजो श्याम गोपाल हे भजो राधे गोविंद भजो श्याम गोपाल केशव नर हरि श्याम गोपाल केशव नर हरि श्याम गोपाल हे माधव मुरहरि मुरली गोपाल माधव मुरहरि मुरली गोपाल हे भजो राधे गोविंद भजो श्याम गोपाल हे श्याम गोपाल भजो मुरली गोपाल हे श्याम गोपाल भजो मुरली गोपाल भजो राधे गोविंद भजो श्याम गोपाल भजो राधे गोविंद भजो श्याम गोपाल श्रीरंगन कृष्ण देवकी नंदन श्रीरंगन कृष्ण देवकी नंदन कमल नयन श्यामल वदन आनंद चंदन कमल नयन श्यामल वदन आनंद चंदन श्रीरंगन कृष्ण वेणु विनोदन गोपी करंजन यशोदनंदन वेणु विनोदन गोपी करंजन यशोदनंदन आनंद चंदन यशोदनंदन श्रीरंगन कृष्ण देवकी नंदन कमल नयन श्यामल वदन आनंद चंदन कमल नयन श्यामल वदन आनंद चंदन यशोदनंदन देवकी नंदन यशोदनंदन बोले वृंदावन श्री कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। फाइनल हवन डिवोटीज।
ओम श्रीमन महागणाधिपति स्वाहा। ओम श्री गौरी माता स्वाहा। ओम श्री पृथ्वी माता स्वाहा। Om Sri Panchlopadevaye Swaha. Om Hrim Srim Chandikaya Namaha Swaha. Om Aim Hrim Klim Chamundaya Viche Swaha. Om Hrim Srim Lakshmi Bhyo Namaha Swaha. Om Srim Hrim Saraswatyai Swaha. Om Krim Kalyai Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Tara Devi Swaha. Om Sri Tripura Sundari Devi Swaha. Om Sri Bhuvaneshwari Devi Swaha. Om Sri Tripura Bhairavi Devi Swaha. Om Sri Chinamasta Devi Swaha. Om Sri Dhumavati Devi Swaha. Om Sri Bagalamukhi Devi Swaha. Om Sri Matangi Devi Swaha. Om Sri Kamala Devi Swaha. Om Sri Naudurga Mata Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Swaha Mata Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Hrim Shashti Devi Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Namah Shivaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Narayanaya Swaha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Swaha. Om Sri Sita Ramachandraya Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Radha Krishnaya Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Hum Hanumate Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Aditya Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Chandra Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Mangal Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Buddha Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Brihaspati Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Shukra Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Shani Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Rahave Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Ketave Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Agindevaya Swaha. Om Sri Ishtadevaya Swaha. Om Sri Kuldevaya Swaha. Om Sri Asthan Devaya Swaha. Om Sri Vastudevaya Swaha. Om Sarva Devata Sarva Devi Bhyo Namo Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Anand Swarupaya Brahmane Namaha Swaha. Om Sri Guruve Bhyo Namaha Swaha. Please all stand, devotees. Om Namah Shambhavaya Cha Mayo Bhavaya Cha. Om Namah Shankaraya Cha Mayaskaraya Cha. Om Namah Shivaya Cha Sivtaraya Cha. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Purnamidah Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Sarvam Vai Purnavam Swaha. सर्वपापहरं दिव्यं गांग्यं निर्मलं जलम् आचमनं च मया दत्तं गतितां पुरुषोत्तमः आचमन्यं समर्पयामि। श्रीगिन्देवाय नमो नमः।
Bole Sri Umayapati Mahadev ki Shivarti. Devotees, we proceed to conclude our second night devotions. Give thanks to our Supreme Lord. We have made use of this opportunity. Fearless persons as we conclude. Remember, Arati is very essential. Arati actually is offering of oneself to the divine, inner light, Antar Jyot, to the Paramatma Jyot.
जय शिव ओंकार हर शिव ओंकार ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदाशिव अर्धांगी धारा ओम जय शिव ओंकार हर शिव ओंकार एकानन चतुरानन पंचानन राजय अंसानन गरुरासन वृषवाहन साजय दो भुज चार चतुर्भुज दस भुज ते सोए तीनों रूप निरखता त्रिभुवन जन मोहे अक्षमाला बनमाला मुंडमाला धारी चंदन मृगमद चंद्र भाले शुभकारी श्वेतांबर पीतांबर बाघंबर अंगे ब्रह्मादिक सनकादिक भूतादिक संगे कर के मध्य कमंडल चक्र त्रिशूल धरता जग करता जग भरता जग संहार करता गुण स्वामी जी की यह रति जो कोई नर गावे कहत शिवानंद स्वामी सुख संपत्ति पावे ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिव जानतय विवेकः प्रणवाक्षर दुगु मध्ये ये तीनों एकः devotees, as we proceed to conclude, we glorify Bhagwan Shankar. Simple bhajan, bam bhole, mere bam bhole. Mere bam 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 bam, mere bam bhole re. Mere bam 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 bam, mere bam bhole re. Bhola bhola, bhola bhola, bhola bhola, bhola bhola. Mere bam 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 bam, mere bam bhole re. मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे काशी जी के विश्वनाथ नाथों के नाथ काशी जी के विश्वनाथ नाथों के नाथ मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे भोला 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 मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले कोई चढ़ावे पान फूल कोई चढ़ावे माला कोई चढ़ावे पान फूल कोई चढ़ावे माला कोई मांग मांग रहा है गोदी लेके बाला। मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे, मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे। हे अंधन को आँख देता कोढ़ी को काया,
अंधन को आँख देता कोढ़ी को काया,
बाजन को पुत्र देता निर्धन को माया। मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे, मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे।
भोला 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 भोला।
मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे, मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे। काशी जी के विश्वनाथ नाथों के नाथ, काशी जी के विश्वनाथ नाथों के नाथ, काशी जी के विश्वनाथ नाथों के नाथ। मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे, मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे। भोला 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 ओ भोला 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 भोला। मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे, मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम भोले रे, मेरे बम 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 मेरे बम 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 बम। Devotees, we conclude. शिव हरे शिव राम सखे प्रभु, त्रिविध ताप निवारण हे विभु। अज जनेश्वर यादव पाहि मां, शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरं, शिव हरे विजयं कुरु मे वरं। प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम, प्रतिदिनं कुशलं जय मंगलम। ओम मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वज, मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलाय तनुहरिः। ओम आवाहनम न जानामि, न जानामि विसर्जनम, पूजां चैव न जानामि, क्षम्यतां परमेश्वर परमेश्वरी। ओम गच्छ गच्छ सुरश्रेष्ठ स्वस्थाने परमेश्वर, यत्र ब्रह्मादयो देवास्तत्र गच्छुतासना। ओम लाभस्तेषां जयस्तेषां कुतस्तेषां पराजय, येषामिन्दी वर्षां हृदयस्थो जनार्दन। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामया, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम मंत्रहीनं क्रियाहीनं भक्तिहीनं गणेश्वर, हे परमेश्वरी हे सदाशिव, हे जनार्दन हे कपीश्वर, हे अग्नीश्वर। यत्पूजितं मया देवा, हे देवी परिपूर्णं तदस्तु मे। ओम असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्युर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओम गच्छ त्वं भगवन् अग्ने स्वस्थाने कुंड मध्यतः, हुतम् आदाय देवेभ्यः शीघ्र देहि प्रसीद मे। ओम ब्रह्म अग्नये नमः। ओम त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। ओम शांति 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 हरि ओम। बोले श्री गजानन स्वामी की जय, आदिशक्ति जगदम्बा माता की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय, पवन पुत्र हनुमान की जय, उदय शाह जगन्नाथ की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। बोलिए श्री स्वाहा माता की जय। बोलिए श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की शुभमस्तु। Blessings to all. Kindly be seated, devotees.
Sitaram. On the second night of our 5 nights Shiva Yagya, a reminder that prasad and refreshments will be collected at the front along with the arati. Sitaram.
My devotees, tonight let me say blessings to everybody and many thanks again for having joined us. A special word of blessing to Mohan. Mohan Chotu, he lives just opposite. Tomorrow is his birthday. He didn't tell me how long, but I thought about 35? 64. All right. So Mohan has been a person very supportive and to Gyandipa Chintamani, very hard-working individual. Mohan, we want to wish you all the best for your birthday. And not only for your birthday, but birthdays to come and every day otherwise. You are maintaining the tradition of your family. This is recommended. This is Pitra Yagya. I want to commend you for it and wish you all the best. It's nice to have you joining together with us, Mohan. Just, if I may just mention, is his business, I think last week Monday, week before Monday, he performed a puja for his father who departed, how long ago? 26 years ago. He had this, thinking his father wanted to do a puja before he departed. And I told him he did it already, but he wanted to be sure, nothing wrong with an extra puja. So it just shows, what he's doing, the kind of character he is, the kind of person he is. Alright? So Mohan, this alone is plenty of blessings for you. Life will have challenges, but remember they make you stronger. Aage chali. All the best to you. Okay? Blessings. So devotees, tomorrow we look forward to seeing all of you. Our devotions continue. Remember we go on until Monday evening, Shivratri night. So you receive your arti and you receive your prasadam and your bhojanam. We have bhojanam? Okay, alright. I see something I didn't know about. Alright, so we have bhojanam. And please have a safe journey back home this weekend. And this is Carnival weekend. Don't mind that you're not having Carnival, but spirits high. 2 kind of spirits. Okay, so be careful everybody. Safe journey back home. Blessings. Stand up, Mohan.